Hello, welcome to the first R tutorial. This tutorial will show you how to set up the directory in R so that you can very easily import the data using the read.table function. It will not cover how to actually use the read.table function. It's just showing you how to set it up so that you can very easily use it. So let's begin by opening up R. So when you open up R, you want to import a data set so that you can actually manipulate something. And if I go ahead and press this in here, nothing will happen. And the reason being is because R has no idea where this file here is located. I'll go into how to use the read.table function later, but for right now I just want to show you how to change the directory, and this is very important if you want to be able to use this function. So there are multiple ways you can go about changing the directory. The first is to actually use under the File tab, if you go down to Change Directory, it's just to manually find the location of your data sets. So the first thing you should do before even starting this tutorial, you should go ahead and, if you haven't already put the data sets on your hard drive, you should go ahead and do that now. You want to place them somewhere that are easy to find. So let me just show you what it looks like when you have your disk. You click on data sets. You have all these different data sets on your disk, the disk that comes with the textbook. So what you want to do is you want to copy this one and then paste it somewhere on your hard drive that's easy to find. I posted it. So if you open up my computer and you go to your hard drive, mine just happens to be named C. I posted mine right here. You can actually use either the PC text or the Mac text. I don't believe it makes a difference one way or the other because they're both tab delimited data sets, so it shouldn't make a difference. R will be able to import either one just the same. So this is where I posted it, and it's important to know where you put that folder because when you're browsing for it, you're changing directory to wherever that folder is. So let me just go ahead and show you. When you open up this, you see all these folders. There's the appendix, and then there's all these different chapters. And I'm just going to click on Chapter 1. And when you click on Chapter 1, there's all these text documents. Each one of these text documents refers to a different data set from the textbook. If you've been reading the textbook, it should be very clear which one goes to which data set. So if you read the first section, you'll know that there's two cases. So this is the case 1 data set, and this is the case 2 data set for chapter 1. And then there's various examples. So these two are the data sets that are nested within the examples. And then these are the data sets nested within the exercises. And then these are the data sets referring to various figures. Now certain examples or exercises may refer to figures or various tables, so you want to look at the textbook to really figure out which data set you want to import. And let me just show you what one of these looks like. If I just click on one of them at random, you'll notice that there's a header, and all a header is just a title before you actually put the numbers in. And that's important, not necessarily for, it's important to be aware that there's a header. You'll see this later when I go over how to use the read.table function. All the data sets in this textbook have a header, and they're all tab delimited, so that makes things a lot easier for you to import the data. It'll take a lot of the guesswork out of it. So let me just go ahead and show you how to change the directory. So you go down here, you go to Change Directory, and then you just find the location of the folder, and I'm going to change the directory to chapter 1, the chapter 1 of the PC text files. That's it. The directory has now been updated. And you notice, by the way, if you press the up arrow, you can get it to re-enter whatever was previously entered in. If I now press enter, it knows where this file is located, which is exercise 1.94, and the data set will be there. And just to show you that these data sets are indeed the same, I'm just going to look up exercise 94, and we can look at them side by side. Very clearly, the data has been properly imported into R. And it's very easy now to import any of these data sets. All you have to do is just change this name right here. You could ignore these parts. You need to have them in there, but you will not need to change it in this course to import the data set. But that's a completely different point. So if you have your file stored somewhere that's difficult to reach, it might be a pain in the neck to actually open it every single time, like change the directory every single time. And if I close this out, I'll just go ahead and close it, and I open up R, and I go ahead and try to import the data, you'll notice the same error has occurred. It doesn't know where the directory is. So how do you fix that? Let's go ahead and change the directory one more time. So I changed the directory back to the first chapter. And now I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to save the workspace. I'm going to save it as r.rdata, and you want to type this in exactly the way it's written. Otherwise you might run into issues. When I press save, it tells me that the image has been saved. If I close this, it's going to ask me if I want to save the workspace. I've already done that. I'm going to click no. Now I'm going to move back to that folder, and this is where I saved the workspace. If you scroll down, you notice there's something new. If I click on this, it automatically knows where the directory is. So if I paste data, it imports it perfectly. Now there's another advantage to saving a workspace like this. Maybe you don't want to do this for every single chapter. You don't have to. Watch this. I'm going to copy this workspace that I saved. I'm going to go to chapter 2. I'm going to paste it into chapter 2. Now when I open it, the directory will now be in chapter 2. Just to show you that this is true, let's take a look. So if let's see, I need that bit of code again. So if I try to import the data set from exercise 1.94, it won't work. It'll tell me that there's an error. I can't find it because now the directory isn't in chapter 1, it's in chapter 2. So if I then, I'm just going to take this right name. If I try to import exercise 2.39, it will work. And just like that, I've changed the directory. So just to show you that this is correctly done, I'm just going to show you side by side. And actually, this one does not have a header. So what you want to do then is have header equals false. That's important. There's a difference between these two things. The difference being, if you have header equals true, it will treat these two numbers like it's the name of the column instead of as an actual input. So if I look at it now, what does data say? It's imported properly now. Oops.